Eagles Nation, we got some breaking news.
How do I say goodbye, or how do you say goodbye to something you've known your whole life? Something that taught you triumph, pain, success, failure, perseverance, love, empathy, and altruism. I don't know, but I'll try my best. Yes, after 10 years in this game, it's true, I am retiring. I would like to thank my family for all their love and support, to my parents, all the early mornings and late nights, all the road trips to different camps, and all the games you would come to support me. I appreciate it. Thank you, and I love you. I'd like to thank the McNair family, the Houston Texans organization, Gary Kubiak and Rick Smith for taking a chance on a kid from Milwaukee. I'd like to thank Carl Durrell, Rico Dennison, Cedric Smith, Larry Kirksey, Sean Washington, Khalil Reed, Bill Kolar, and Vance Joseph. I'd also like to thank Catherine Rowland of the training staff. I'd especially like to thank John Benton, my first O-line coach. You were influential in my development as a player and a human being. I'd like to thank y'all for everything. Special shout out to Bill O'Brien, George Godsey, Mike Devlin and his staff for everything too. I'd like to thank the city of Houston for the love and support during my time there. The city and the fans will always have a special place in my heart. I also appreciate all of my OGs for showing me how to succeed in this game and what being a pro means. Thank you to my teammates, Andre Johnson, Arian Foster, Chris Myers, Wade Smith, Dwayne Brown, Derek Newton, J.J. Watt, Ben Tate, Owen Daniels, Devere Posey, Antonio Smith, DeAndre Hopkins, Whitney Merciless, Brian Cushing, Jonathan Joseph, Kareem Jackson, Ryan Harris, Rand Norris, Andrew Gardner, and Ben Jones. Great players, but even better people. Thank you all. I'd like to thank Jeffrey Lurie and the Lurie family, Howie Roseman, and Doug Peterson. You were there for my brightest days and my darkest ones. You were always in my corner and will be family forever. Thank you for allowing me the honor of being an Eagle. The past 6 years, I wouldn't trade for the world. I attacked my rehab with the intensity and passion I always do, but making it back this season just wasn't in the cards. It didn't end the way that I would have liked it, but to me, it's never about the ending. It's about the journey. I was fortunate enough to go on this journey with a group of brothers, not teammates, but family. It was an honor to play with Jason Peters, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Darren Sproles, Jordan Matthews, Malcolm Jenkins, Fletcher Cox, Rodney McLeod, Chris Long, Vinnie Curry, Michael Bennett, Carson Wentz, Isaac Seumalo, Stephen Wisniewski, Brent Selleck, Zach Ertz, Nick Foles, Connor Barlin, Benny Logan, Marcus Smith, Kenyon Barner, Ryan Matthews, Derek Barnett, TJ Edwards, Nate Herbig, Javon Hargrave, Jalen Hurts, Jalen Rager, and Josh Sweat. There are a lot of other teammates that I would like to name too, but I didn't want this to take all day. Thanks, it was an honor. You'll always be family. I would like to thank coaches, Frank Wright, Deuce Staley, Eugene Chung, Greg Lewis, John DiFilippo, Jim Schwartz, Chris Wilson, Philip Daniels, Corey Unlin, Mike Rowe, Justin Pill, Joe Panunzio, and Dave Phipp. Thank you for everything. I'd like to thank the current staff as well because they've been excellent. Coach Sirianni, you're a hell of a coach, a hell of a person. I wish you nothing but continued success, and you have built great roots. Thank you to Shane Steichen, Rich Gannon, Michael Clay, Jamal Singleton, Kevin Patullo, Brian Johnson, Jason Michael, Nick Rallis, Tracy Rocker, Jeremiah Washburn, and Denard Wilson. Tremendous coaches, teachers, and people. Thank you. Last, but certainly not least, Jeffrey Stoutland. Where do I start? I feel like it's rare to have a coach that is impactful on the field as off. You took me from being a good player to being the best in my position. Even while I was there, you pushed me continuously to strive for more because hungry dogs run faster and always will. Just as you helped me on the field, you helped me off. Through all my struggles and low moments, I could always count on a phone call from you. The topic never being about football, but just life and how you could help. You are more than a coach and have been for a while. are family and always will be. Anything, anytime, anywhere, never hesitate to reach out. I'd also like to thank some people behind the scenes. Thanks to Big Don for everything. It also applies to you. Anything, anytime, anywhere. Sincerely, thank you. Thanks to John Ferrari as well. Thanks to Troy for all you do in the building. Thank you, Pee Wee, Keisha, and Tim, and all the cafeteria staff for all you do. Thank you, G. Thank you, Craig, Nick, Mario, Ed, Pete, and the equipment staff. Thank you, Pat Dolan, Pat McDowell, Mike Menace, Ben, Keith, and Josh of the weight room staff. Thank you, Steve, Jerome, Monty, Joe, Shireen, Chris Peduzzi, Shanice, Mark, Mike, Hatami, and Trey of the training staff. I wouldn't have made it back in record time through all these injuries without y'all. Lastly, to the city and the fans. I was extremely fortunate to help bring a championship to the city, have multiple Pro Bowl appearances, but none greater than having the honor of being an Eagle and putting the midnight green on and playing in front of the greatest fans in the world. The city of brotherly love is just that, love. Since day one, you've had my back and supported me through my ups and downs by sending love and support through my personal struggles. Y'all will always be family to me, and I couldn't imagine finishing my career anywhere else. I hope that in return, I did my best to represent the city through my play and how I played. Although I may no longer play, I'll be an Eagle forever. Will always bleed green. And if I could leave you with anything, it would be this. Defeat is never fatal. Victory is never final. It's the courage that counts.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Missy Miss Kukat County YouTube representing the Birds. Breaking news. As you can hear, Brandon Brooks is speaking. And he has announced that he is retiring from football. I want to thank Brandon Brooks for all he done. I appreciate what you did for my city. I appreciate what you did for this team, for giving me a Super Bowl. I appreciate you. I know it's tough because I'm watching your press conference now. Brandon Brooks. But I love what Howie and Brandon Brooks did to the cap. If you want to know, this is what the cap number is. This is what it is. Howie, hey. And Brandon Brooks, hey. I love you, Brandon Brooks. I thank you. I love what you both did with the cap. I appreciate the both of you. Howie Roseman, you done it again. Now, you gotta replace this. Unfortunately, that's a legend is what I'm hearing. I mean, listen to this. Listen to this.
Jamie and then West Brandon, first of all, I thank you for being just a true pro to cover through the years, and you're special around the locker room, and I think we'll all miss you covering you, and thanks for that. Do you realize the impact that you've made off the field? I don't know. I know you've talked about it, and whether it be with coming out about anxiety or visiting a school or talking to one of those grandparents that you just talked about or people that lost a parent. Have you thought back and realized you talked about the city and what it means to you and the fans, but have you realized what you mean to them?
At the end of the day, I just, with my play, like I said, I just wanted to, try to show the city that I love them as much as I felt. They loved me as much as they, supported me and things like that. So, enough injuries a lot. But each time, it was just a new challenge. The first Achilles was a challenge. The second Achilles was a challenge. The shoulder.
So now you got to replace the great Brandon Brooks. And it's going to be hard, but you got to do it in the draft. There's no hiding it now. You got to replace Brandon Brooks now.
Say less, man. Never change, man. Never change. Appreciate you.
Jeff and then John Clone. Brandon, thanks for doing this. And
Seriously, you got to replace Brandon Brooks in the draft. Because there ain't no one in free agency that can replace him. So Howie, you
were going through your struggles.
you got to use your 3 first-round picks. 2 on defense, and now on offense. The heck with a wide receiver. Get him in free agency. You got to replace Brooks.
Can you put into words a little bit the pressures of having to go out there?
You got to replace Brooks.
As gladiators, but how tough it is.
But breaking news, Brandon Brooks, who's talking right now, is announcing his retirement.
Yes, just first.
It's official, Howie. You got to replace that.
So the morning.
You got to replace that now more than ever in the draft. Because there ain't going to be no Brandon Brooks in free agency. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. There ain't going to be that in free agency. I'm going to go ahead and listen to some more. We'll talk about it later.